They are stopping development on AQ3D. There are going to be no more future updates for AQ3D starting in January. This is false. That is very not true. But the reason why I posted that for the title was because I wanted to get your attention on something. Now, I did post a video just recently about Dungeons and Doom Knights being released on Nintendo Switch. Now, this is 100% true. This is the very first AE console game, which means in the future, AQ Worlds Infinity or AQ3D could potentially show up on a console. This is definitely a possibility. But that is not what this video is about. So I know I've seen a lot of people concerned that games like AQ World Infinity or Dungeons and Doom Knights or even AQ Worlds are taking developers away from AQ3D, or that AQ World Infinity is just taking developers from other things. This is not true. There are dedicated teams working on each game. This includes Epic Duels, AQ, the classic, AQ Worlds, AQ Worlds Infinity, and AQ3D. These all have dedicated teams. So if AQ Worlds is working on an update, it's not going to be taking anything away from AQ3D. And this goes for Epic Duels, AQ Worlds Infinity, and AQ3D. They are dedicated teams. Now, there was a post here on my video that I had posted in regards to the first console game of AE. This guy said, this is why we have a very uninteresting update for the Nolgath finale. Maybe if he, and he's referring to Artix, had more time concentrating on his base games like AQ3D, they wouldn't get so many people bashing from the players. Congratulations, Artix, another passion project that will eventually become subpar, which is not true. If you've played Dungeons and Doom Knights, it's amazing. I would be worried about Artix reading this, but we all know they don't care about gamer feedback, which is also not true. Oh, and lastly, they could have given a refund in Artix points for Kickstarters, maybe. Now, that's another thing. We did kickstart Dungeons and Doom Knights, but when something is not mentioned in the Kickstarter thing, and having a console launch was not something that we had agreed to in our backing of the project. So it wouldn't really make sense to give it to us. If there was a way for them to do it, I'm sure they would have, but there honestly is no way for them to be able to do that. There's no way to connect it through the backing system. I'm sure they will have a pay-to-play element in there somewhere. It's just another example of Artix's attitude towards its players. There is no pay-to-play element in there. You purchase Dungeons and Doom Knights and then you can play the game. That's how it works with most games on the Switch, or, you know, minus the free-to-play MMOs and whatnot. So we have some responses to this. Facts. Ignoring a whole game community for another game is a bad decision. AQ3D players have a lot of reasons to boycott AQ3D at this point. This person, in regards to the comment, said 100% we won't do it because we are mostly ridiculously loyal to the game, but doesn't mean we won't bash Artix for his piss poor performance. I don't like his wording. This person, in response, said, I know a player that was loyal. He quit the game after Nolgath and is probably not coming back. I don't know about that either. I've seen a lot of people quit and then they eventually return. Anyways, they want $20 for this game, which if you've played it, you would see it's worth it. It's a good game. I know, right? What a joke. Artix is money hungry, so they try to invest in a game that's not even worth $20, and that just shows how AE is starting to fail, which I really do not see. I mean, they're working on a brand new game. If they were failing, they definitely would not be bringing one out, especially one that, I mean, AQ World Infinity, oh my goodness. That is, if they were really trying to make money on this project, they'd be starting a whole new game, not doing the most complicated thing that they can possibly do. So, in another response, I've stopped giving them money. Nolgath and the ridiculous farming made me realize that I don't need to spend money to stand around and talk to my friends, because that's how bad the updates in game have been. We can't even get stable servers. Live events for what? 4 coins out of 8 chests, and then game crashing because it can't handle more than 50 people on a map. Their priorities shifted long ago. Now, that is one thing I do want to point out. The stable servers is an issue. I know it's an issue with every game, including Fortnite, but that is something, stability is very, very important. And I do agree. I think they need to put more oomph into having a stable, optimized server. I think that's very important. Now the live servers, live events, sorry, it's hard to, there's not a lot of live events. We need more. That is a very simple solution right there. Now here's where it goes off. This is to prove to you guys that AE listens. They're not listening to the player base. So Artix wrote and said, "Hiya. I appreciate your passion for AQ3D and your feedback. I would like the opportunity to address what I believe is an important misunderstanding in your comment." And this is what prompted me to make this video. "No one from the AQ3D team worked on the conversion. It was done by an outside publisher that specializes in this." And he's referring to Dungeons and Doom Knights, the person who put it on Switch. He does talk more about that on a previous tweet. I believe he also posted about it on the Artix.com website a while ago. "We are grateful for their hard work, and it is an honor to at long last have one of our games on the Nintendo Switch." I think that's really cool. "I agree with what you said. Concentrating on our base games like AQ3D is the most important thing for us to do." He's not singling out AQ3D. He's saying base games, plural. "This is why each game has a dedicated team that is committed to improving the game each week." And that is also true. Sometimes an issue, especially when it comes to a game like AQ3D, but I apologize for the last major release that did not live up to your expectations. We will try harder to make the next one better. You can help by messaging the devs on Twitter, well, X, but I call it Twitter because it's always going to be Twitter for me, and or Discord with a very specific thing that you'd like to see. Also, you can cast your voice through social media champions like Goldraven. That's really nice. I appreciate that. And other YouTubers who help bring things to our attention. Throughout the game's history, we have heard feedback and made changes in the game, and that is very valid. We have seen evidence of that. I mean, they have addressed the scaling issue. They did try to revamp the Nolgath finale, even though, I mean, it wasn't a great job, but I really liked Artix's post. I thought that helped explain things a little bit better, and I've always tried to be a voice for the community, and not just for AQ3D, but for anything in regards to the AE community, because that's the community that I love. And I really respect Artix for actually addressing that topic. And that was why I wanted to also present that every game has their own team. So just because AQ World Infinity is coming out doesn't mean AQ3D is going to be neglected because of that. It is 2 a.m. in the morning on Christmas Eve. So I just want to say happy holidays to all of you guys. Really hope you guys have a great holiday, and we'll see you guys in the next video.